Have you ever just looked at the whole work for 50 years, retire when you're old plan and thought, there's got to be a better way? Well, today we're cracking open The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco. It's a book that basically says, yes, there is a better way, a hidden shortcut to getting wealthy while you're actually young enough to enjoy it.
Does that sound familiar? That feeling of frustration, knowing there's something more out there, but the map you've been given just doesn't seem to lead there. The book argues that this feeling isn't a dead end. Actually, it's the exit ramp you've been looking for.
So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, for the author, it all started with a single moment, something he calls the Lamborghini Prophecy. It's kind of this wild story about how one simple encounter can completely change the direction of your life. Okay, so picture this. The author is just a teenager, and he sees this young guy driving a Lamborghini Countach, and he just walks up and asks him, "How can you afford such an awesome car?" Now, it wasn't really about the car. It was about what that car represented: freedom and wealth, achieved young. That one little question changed everything. And in that moment, the old rules just shattered. The idea that you have to be old to be rich? Gone. It planted this really powerful seed in his mind. What if there's a shortcut? A faster way to get there that doesn't involve trading your entire life for it?
All right, now let's talk about the path most of us are on. DeMarco calls it the slow lane. This is the blueprint we're all taught from day one. It feels safe, it feels familiar, but, and this is a big but, it's built on a massive, life-changing flaw.
I mean, we all know this script by heart, right? Go to school, get a good job, save a little bit, throw it in the market, and then maybe, if you're lucky, you can retire at 65. It's the whole get-rich-slow idea, and it's pretty much woven into everything we're told about success.
So here's the fundamental problem with that plan. The slow lane makes you treat your time, your actual life, like something you can just trade away. You're constantly selling your life force for dollars. You trade 5 days of your week for 2 days of freedom. You trade your entire youth for the promise of a comfortable old age. I mean, when you put it like that, it's a terrible deal.
The book has this really powerful, kind of brutal phrase for it: wealth in a wheelchair. And that's the grim destination of the slow lane, isn't it? You might get the money eventually, but you've already sacrificed the best parts: your youth, your health, your energy to get there. But what if there's another way, a different road entirely? This is where the book introduces the alternative, a hidden shortcut that plays by a totally different set of rules. It's not about just working harder at the old game, it's about switching to a new game altogether.
And when you put these two paths side by side, the difference is just staggering. I mean, look at this. The slow lane is a 50-year marathon that depends on your job and the whims of the stock market. But the fast lane? It's a 5 to 10-year sprint. It's not about trading your time. It's about building business systems that you control, systems that work for you. You're not just a passenger anymore. You are in the driver's seat.
The book puts it so bluntly, it's perfect. What Get Rich Slow does in 50 years, the Fastlane shortcut does in 5. This isn't just about speeding things up a little. This is a total paradigm shift. It's the difference between trying to sail around the world and just hopping on a supersonic jet.
So how do you even get on this shortcut? This is where it gets really interesting. The author says it's not about learning some new, complicated trick. It's actually about unlearning all the bad advice that's been drilled into our heads our entire lives.
This is it, right? This is the big question everyone asks. What's the secret? What's the one thing I need to start doing right now to change my life? We all want that magic answer, but the book's response is probably not what you're expecting.
That's it. The very first, most important step isn't to do anything, it's to stop. Stop doing what isn't working. It's simple, right? If you want to get what you've always gotten, just keep doing what you've always done. But if you want something different, you have to stop. So what do you stop? You stop following the herd down that same old tired path. Stop listening to the conventional advice that just leads to conventional results. And you absolutely have to stop using that broken formula of trading your time for money. This anti-advice is the whole key to getting pointed in the right direction.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the theory. Let's switch gears for a second and look at what this is actually like in reality. What does life look like when you successfully pull this off? What are the actual results?
Just think about this timeline for a minute. Not retirement at 65, retirement at 37. He made his first million by 31, just a few years after he was literally living at home with his mom. This is not a 50-year plan. It's a radically compressed timeline that gives you wealth when you're young enough to really truly live it.
So, what does that kind of freedom actually feel like on a Tuesday morning? Well, it feels like not setting an alarm clock. It means no job to go to, no boss to answer to. It means you can book a flight to another country on a whim, not because you saved up vacation days, but just because you feel like it.
And it gets even better. Imagine getting to a point where prices for most things just don't matter anymore. More importantly, you can chase any dream you have. Write a novel, start a nonprofit, whatever, without ever worrying about how you're going to pay the bills. Every day is a Saturday.
I love this quote from the author because it just brings it all back to earth. He makes it clear he's not a pro athlete, he's not some celebrity, he's just a normal guy who found a different map. It's proof that this life, which sounds like a total fantasy land, can actually become your reality.
And that really brings us to the final, most important question the book asks all of us. You have to look at the road you're on right now, your plan for the future. Is that road actually going to take you to the life you dream of? Or is the road itself just a dream, a fantasy that's never actually going to get you there? Thanks for tuning into this explainer.